everybody. Welcome back to the Borneo Conservation Talks. And today we have a very special guest from all the way from Sarawak. His name is Bob. Welcome, Bob.
Welcome. And thank you very much for having me here today.
Could you explain a little bit about yourself? Who are you, Bob?
Wow. Bob Zakaria was the name given. Highly not popular. My name triggers good, triggers bad. To some people, it triggers something very nasty because they say I'm outspoken, because there is nothing wrong being frank about how you feel and then telling people the truth. And a lot of people out there, they don't like to listen to the truth.
That's I think one of the most interesting ways to introduce yourself, Bob. Thank you for that. So, Bob, you are a registered tour guide in Sarawak, right? And when did you get yourself registered? When did you become a guide, and how did your journey start?
My journey started way back in the 80s, actually, quite late in the 80s, when I started working. And then when I saw the tourism market, it is such that, yeah, I've met some tour guides before. And I do believe that by having this direct contact with visitors, you get this kind of information. And then, the truth about our history, the truth about our people, So when it comes from me, it's always like there's always that truth. And even if there are folklores, there are certain folklores which are very nice to, people would like to know about our folklores. Officially licensed in 1994 by the Ministry of Tourism, Malaysia.
30 years ago.
Yeah, there was 30 years.
Congratulations, 30 years
thank you very much.
anniversary.
So with that, my journey began. Yeah, like any other tour guides in Malaysia or maybe in other parts of the world, we progress. Yeah, we progress. How there is always like that basic knowledge that you need to know as a tour guide. And with that basic knowledge that you have, then you tend to expand. I expanded quite a lot on the city of Kuching, about history, about Sarawak. From there, and then I started going into the forest. No doubt, when I was small, I tend to disappear into the forest a lot. I tend to disappear. My mom would call, and now I would only appear maybe at 4 or 5 in the evening. And then, all muddy and dirty. And there was, where were you? And then, I was in the forest camping. And then the love for wildlife, I was introduced to it way back. Yeah, way back. Where, as a kid, once, this was what my late mom told me. I went home, got up to the sitting room, and picked up in my hand, "Mom, crab." Crab. And my mom was saying, "What crab? That's a scorpion." Okay, so to me it was a crab because it had those two pincers. So that's how I was. And as I developed more, I wanted to do something different. It's not about opportunities. It's about what you want in life. Okay, the opportunities are there. It's a matter of whether you want to take it or not, but what you actually want in life. So I always wanted something like a career which is always trying to be different, which is different than others. People are always talking about the cake. I'm not worried about your cake. I'm baking my own cake. No, that's me. Okay, I created opportunities for myself, all that. Then it becomes like a niche. So when I started doing this, so going into the forest, I diversified in such a way that I added that scientific knowledge, about the plants. So basically, I started with botany. Good. Like my friends from the forestry will hate this. I said, "Yeah, why did you start with botany? Because the trees don't walk. It's there." So I started with botany, and from
it was predictable. You could, the plants are there. The begonia is there.
Yeah, it's always there. So I started with that, and from there it developed into something like mammals. Because the people are always interested with mammals, monkeys, and all that. So I learned about that, and then from there a bit about the insect that you see on the birds, and then finally the latest fashion which I'm stuck now, which I will be doing for a longer time, would be on the frogs.
So is it true that you were actually a bird watching guide and now you're a herping guide? If this is true, what made you switch?
Okay. I would not say I'm a hardcore bird watcher. I used to wake up early. I have binoculars. I have those 600 mm zoom lens. I have that. Then being in Sarawak and then knowing a few very good bird guides in Sabah, then the opportunity in Sarawak is not really there. People are coming to Sabah for bird watching.
Correct.
Yeah, so I said, no, I'm a Sarawakian. I'm not, so I can't be working in Sabah. Whereas my license does not allow me to work in Sabah. So that's when I decided, okay, I'll just do bird watching as it is, as just part of a hobby. Then I was introduced into frogs in 2007. Yeah, in 2007.
Who introduced you to frogs?
It was actually people from the Sarawak Forestry Corporation. He is actually known as the Indiana Jones of Sarawak, Ramli Ahmad. He is retired now, but he is an avid caver, and he goes around going into caves, especially in areas like Mulu. They have those people that goes trying to connect caves and all that. So when I had that opportunity. It was like they said, okay, we're going to train you to do this. So it took us to. There were only 2 persons. Yeah, they took up the challenge. So I was one of them. So I was trained. So the way I was trained, we went up. It was in Cuba. We went up. It was not as it is now. It was different. We were walking on the grass. I was walking into the pond. I was. He wanted to see whether I am man enough to do all that. So walk like knee deep into water. Said, there's a frog there. Go and grab. So I went, grab. Yeah. So that's how I was. So I was taught about frogs. Grab ID.
Good thing you didn't say there's a crocodile there.
Yeah. Okay. So grab ID. So I have no problem with that. So grab ID. So we started with that. If I'm not wrong, it was the second edition of the Frog of Borneo book. Yeah, the second edition. So we were using that book to ID the checklist and all that. We're looking at the web, we're looking at the fingers, looking at the ears, all that. Then it's this frog. So from there, from 2007 onwards, I would go into the forest alone, okay, to master that, okay, to use that skill. So the first skill that you need to know to master is not to be afraid. If you are afraid in the forest, especially at night, everything you hear will be the sound of those mystical things. Like my friend was saying, when you're afraid, whatever your grandmother told you will appear in front of you. So you cannot. So you have to be brave. So I went alone. So until now, I'm okay in the forest. I always would go alone. That's my me time. Looking at things that I want to see. And then that's why some of the photos that I took would be nicer than when I am with people, because I would have more time, and then there's not that much of light, interference from other people.
You're funny you bring this up, that, if you don't go in this forest, any noise will be like, oh, maybe a ghost or whatever. I remember from a young age also going to the forest, and people would say, oh, I heard a ghost in the jungle. My friends who never go to the jungle, once they made the sound, I was like, that's not a ghost, that's a helmeted hornbill.
Correct.
Or at night they say, oh, there are dragons next to the boat swimming.
Yeah.
When they explained that to me, I said, that was not a dragon, that was a dolphin, for example.
Yeah.
So it's good you were curious, you found out,
Yeah.
and hopefully people look up to you there too.
Yeah.
So, Bob, could you share some of your unforgettable experiences? Do you have any particular? Do you have any?
There's always a lot of things would wow. I'm that kind of person. A lot of things would wow me a lot. But there are certain creatures which I only see like once. Once after all this time, I've only seen it once, and I've
Like which one?
Okay, there's the Gastrophrenides borneensis. Okay, so it is actually subterranean. So I was lucky enough; it was up there. I have photos of it, and then when I
Is that the burrowing frog? No.
it is a burrowing frog.
Yeah.
It is a long-snouted frog.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
yes,
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
So that's the one. So when I asked people, and they said, you are only one of the few people that have seen this in the world.
Do share that photo so we can use it for this.
Okay, so that was one, and until now, some people have seen it occasionally. So it is good now because with now with your handphone, Yeah, I always tell people, your handphone, use it properly in such a way. You take photos, take video, and then try to find a site. Like now you have iNaturalist, post it up there, and probably keep the location secret. But at least people, researchers can use the data that you have to know how widespread are these creatures in a certain region.
Thank you for that. And could you explain a little bit about what is ethical herping for you, and how do you practice it with your guests?
Okay, ethical herping is, it depends on where I am. Okay, I am that kind of person, a tour guide, which likes to introduce new things to people, especially when I have children, okay, who are inquisitive, who have never held a frog before. So at occasions, I would ask them, would you like to hold this? Then they say yes. So I'll just tell them, okay, hand me your palm, and then I'll put a frog on top of their palm. That would be, their first encounter of holding a frog, and then I will see them, and then they will remember that for the rest of their life. And I hope by doing that, they can become herpetologists later. Okay, and then or at least be fond of wildlife, to understand wildlife. So for educational purposes, I will encourage, but not all the frogs. Okay, you've done it once, you already have that experience. So ethical helping about frogs, especially the frog matters. Okay, take photos, right? And I always tell them, okay, maximum 3 photos. Okay, 3 flashes. Okay,
Because there might be 10 people.
Yeah, then I tell them, okay, we might see more up there. Okay, so probably give this. So I will always, okay, this is a good angle for you to take over there and over there. Okay, do it. Okay, but of course, out of 5 or 4, but normally when we go herping, we don't bring in that many people. So the frogs. So on education purposes, sometimes I need to double check on the ID. So to have a proper ID, I need to pick up a frog. I need to. So I told them, okay, this is to be sure. I need to do this. Then I'll start recording. Okay.
Nice.
So through my time of herping, there are 2 frogs that could not be ID'd until now.
Really?
2. It's only photos at the moment.
All in Kuching?
All in Kuching. It's only photos at the moment. So, of course, I cannot take them out. Okay, I need to have a permit. Okay, so I don't have that permit. So that's what I tell them. Okay, this is the best I can do. I'll just take photos. All that area, I will take a photo and see if they can try to ID. So until now, it can't be ID'd. So you're not only talking about frogs here. There's also that geckos. Okay, other species of lizards. It's all into that kind of herping. So gecko, if possible, don't grab them, because if you grab them wrong, they will lose their tail.
Correct.
Yeah, you have to be very careful. You really need to be trained, to do that. And snakes. Okay, so my progression of herping is frogs, lizards, snakes. Yeah, that is my progression. So with snakes, it is very tricky. There are some herpers who are only interested in snakes.
Yes.
They couldn't care less about the lizards, about the frogs. They couldn't care less.
Or even a clouded leopard walking by.
Even a clouded leopard.
They wouldn't care. Snake only.
Yeah, only snake. There are some people, but being a tour guide, okay, this is what you want. And some of them, they're so specific. They only want to see a species. They have a target list. And to me, you're not a herper. Okay, you're just a person who wants to take photos so that you can tick your list.
Correct.
So I don't like this kind of people. Herpers are people who like, oh, it's a frog. I've never seen this before. Take photo, because I am still, wherever I go, when I go herping, everything amazes me.
So let's say if I was doing a night walk with Bob Zakaria in Kuching, what would be something you would like to show me? What do you think is something which is special there?
In Kuching, currently, there are only 2 places that I would take people. The other places, they're not ready yet. That one is Kuba. One would be the temple. Temple, we have the freedom of it. For Kuba, we have to stick to the rule of maximum midnight. But then again, there was this question: what's the difference of leaving at midnight and leaving at 3 in the morning?
Yes, exactly. And herpers want to stay longer.
Yeah, herpers wants to stay longer because by midnight there are certain creatures that comes out at midnight too. So because we have experienced this a lot of creatures comes out when we're walking down. So that is it. But I am in national park. I'm very strict with them, no touching at all, because a lot of new herpers, especially, they are influenced by other people. They like to take videos or photograph of themselves holding a snake.
Yes.
Okay, I'm fine with it as long as it's non-venomous. Okay, but I do not like the idea of other herpers out there who likes to show off they're holding a highly venomous snake. Okay, showing it to the world. You are holding a highly venomous snake.
It gives a bad impression.
Very bad.
Like the photo I showed yesterday of the kid with the Kinabalu pit viper or the red-headed crate. I think that is very, very irresponsible.
Irresponsible is giving you, giving other people the wrong idea about helping. And then children at the age of 6 or 7, or even 5, who sees this photo and say, "Oh, it's that snake," and that person is holding in it. Without knowing that it is highly dangerous. So please, just stop all that. I mean, helping and showing photos on the social media is not about, to me, it's not about having likes. Okay, it's not about having likes. My photos are out there so that people know that we have these creatures.
Yes.
I have people who have, sent a text, private text, saying, "Thank you for sharing this. We did not know that in Sarawak we have this kind of thing." So the whole purpose of a herper is to introduce to other people that yes, we have these creatures. Because we do know in the world, not only herps or other creatures, there are a lot of wildlife that have gone extinct.
Yes.
Without us knowing it.
Yes. So one final, I would say, question I would like to ask you. There was a case, no, not a case. What do you think of, have you ever had clients who you felt were a bit dodgy or suspicious because maybe you were like, they're collectors maybe. Have you ever had these kind of clients? How would you handle these kind of people? For example, there was a few years ago, a blue tarantula smuggled out of Kuching, because of photographs. So these kind of irresponsible people, give a bad image to Borneo. But you meet so many people. Have you had suspicious people with you? How do you handle the situation?
Okay. Well, the blue tarantula, I've heard about that story. So probably these people were brought in by somebody who's not actually a nature lover, who just want to earn an income without knowing. So there's a lot of herpers. They say they're herpers, but they're not really herpers. I've met a lot of people who are dodgy somehow or other. I'll still take them in, okay, in a secure area. Secure area. I'll take them in. But I will not show them everything.
Yes.
Okay, I'll show them the usual species, but not the rare ones.
Yeah.
Okay, that's how I would do that. And then I'd never leave them behind. I'm always close to them. I see what they're doing. I always keep an eye on what they're doing.
Do you check their bags?
I don't need to because
you're there.
I'm always there. I'm always there. So the idea of checking bags, I don't like it. Yeah, because when somebody from the authority check the clients of my bag, the bags of my client, I feel that like they do not trust me. I am licensed. I know what I'm doing. Why do you need to check their bag?
Yeah. Well, it also could be because you're good, but then there might be other guides who might have caused this issue.
Yeah.
And which makes you look bad,
Yeah, it makes look bad, and then it makes like, because all to me they're all good, and then they say it feels like they feel like they're being treated like a criminal.
Yes, I understand.
Yeah, but I need to explain to them. Yes, yeah, but
we have had incidents.
Yeah.
Okay, so another question I would like to ask before, a personal question. What is your recommendation for improving not only herping but wildlife tourism in Sarawak? Because I personally feel like, and no offense, I'm saying this from a neutral perspective, I feel like Sabah has progressed so much in insect, mammal, bird watching tourism, and Sarawak is not near at all to Sabah. So what do you think are your recommendations? Or do you think my statement was wrong, or do you think there is a bit of truth to it? So I just wanted to know, how could Sarawak become a leader in wildlife tourism?
There's a lot of proof in what you have. Yeah, we see this happening. For Sarawak, the authorities concerned, should stop being just the authority centric. Okay, listen to other people who are out there. Okay, stop making rules in your square room. Go out. Okay, I mean go out. We know you don't have the time, but we are the people that are out there all the time. We have that information. So you just have to stop being just too centric on your organization. For example, one, getting a research permit in Sarawak. Yeah, I hear this from students from universities. They say it's not approved yet and it's already been a year plus. You are holding back on someone else's research. They can't do anything. So what can the student do for 1 year? Nothing. So please, be more open. There was once I had a conversation with a good friend in Sabah. We were talking about how in Sarawak, we were so popular in the olden days. Ancient researchers, you're talking about Wallace, you're talking about Odoardo Beccari. They were in Sarawak. We're so proud of it. Yeah, they said yes. But now all the modern researchers are coming to Sabah.
That's correct. 100% true.
Yeah. So if nobody does research in Sarawak, who is going to do it? The authorities are not going to do it. They're just too busy with trying to become a manager, trying to become an officer. No, they're just too busy with that. Because conservation is not about that. Wildlife is not about that.
So thank you for sharing those suggestions, and unfortunately, there's truth to it. So thank you for that. Now, a more personal question before we finish. You're a family man.
Yes, I am.
How do you manage your life? You have children, I think. You have a wife, and you work at night. So how do you see your children and wife and life, and how do you manage it? What's your advice to other herpers, future guides, for example? That you're a family man, you're a poster child. What's the recipe of success? Is there a recipe?
There is a recipe. Don't lie to your wife. Okay?
Okay.
Just tell them the truth. Okay, I'm going out herping tonight. Okay? Make sure you really go herping.
Okay.
But don't go clubbing.
Oh, no. Okay.
Yeah. So there is always that trust. Yeah, there is always that trust. My kids grew up with me being a tour guide. So the moment they see me with a backpack, leaving the house, they'll ask, when are you coming back? Yeah, they grew up with that. And like my wife would say, okay, she would know how long I will be gone. So all my kids are all grown up now, okay, living their own life. They still know that I'm traveling. So be truthful, and then, because there is that passion. So when I have that passion, even if the family knows that I have this kind of passion. I said, I'm going out hopping, okay? My wife used to text sometimes at odd hours at night. I said, I'm still in the forest. Okay, she's worried.
Bukti.
Yeah, I'm still. No, I don't need to. I'm still in the forest. So now what I do is that the moment I'm out of the forest, I just text to her, I'm out of the forest already. So she knows I'm safe.
Yeah. So the answer is be honest to your wife.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me one thing. What's the longest time sometimes you stay away from family?
21 days.
21 days.
Yeah.
Okay. So last year when I took you out for 2 weeks, not that bad.
It's not that bad.
Yeah. 21 days.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a long time. Well, Mr. Bob Zakaria, thank you so much for your time coming from all over Sarawak. And we wish you the best of success. And we hope to continue working with Bob Zakaria in the future. And I hope you learn some things from Bob. And next time, you can follow him on social media as well. So, Bob, thank you so much for your time. What is your social media account, by the way?
Oh, social media account. On Instagram, is Bob Zakaria. Just type in Bob Zakaria. You'll get me.
No Facebook, no TikTok.
Facebook, yes, but not TikTok. I don't quite like TikTok.
YouTube?
I tried YouTube, but I don't have the time. I'm mostly in the forest.
Instagram it is. So thank you so much, Bob Zakaria.
You're most welcome. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So everybody, I hope you all enjoyed this episode of our interview with our special friend from Sarawak, Bob Zakaria. And stay tuned for the next episode.